All right, we're diving into a powerful idea today, one that feels more necessary than ever. It's a mindset for a world that's, well, constantly throwing curveballs at us. We're calling it radical resilience.
Okay, so to kick things off, I've got a question for you. A simple one, really. Picture this. A huge storm is rolling in. You've got two trees. Which one makes it through?
So you'd think it's the one in the open field, right? I mean, it had it easy. Plenty of sun, all the space it needed. But that easy life, it leads to shallow roots. Now, look at the other tree, the one that had to literally grow through stone. That tree had to fight for its life for every single inch of growth. And its roots, man, they didn't just grow. They were forced to wrap themselves deep around that stone, using it for an anchor. So when that storm finally hits, which one is left standing? The one that struggled. That struggle is exactly what makes it unshakable. And that, right there, is the whole idea behind radical resilience.
But here's the thing. This idea that struggle makes you stronger, it kind of flies in the face of everything we're usually taught, doesn't it? Especially when it comes to our careers. Most of the advice out there is all about finding the smoothest, easiest path forward. You know the drill. We're told to look for the open door, find that clear shot to the top. It creates this almost religious belief in success. Like if you just follow the playbook, everything's going to be perfect. But what happens when it's not? What happens when you get to that door and find out it's bolted shut? Suddenly, you're not just stuck. You feel lost. And maybe even worse, you feel ashamed, like you did something wrong.
So that brings up a big question. What's our version of that stone? What's the modern-day obstacle that we're all trying to grow through or around? Well, in the world we live in now, the stone can be a lot of different things. Think about it. It could be a sudden market crash that just decimates your industry, or the big one everyone's talking about, your job getting totally disrupted by AI. Or maybe it's something more personal, like just facing rejection after rejection. Whatever it is, these things feel like dead ends, right? Like a giant stop sign in the middle of your road.
But what if they're not? What if they're actually something else entirely? This leads us to this really key concept called antifragility. And this is so important. It's more than just resilience. See, resilience is about bouncing back. You get hit and you return to where you were. Antifragility, that's about getting hit and becoming stronger because of it. You actually benefit from the chaos.
To get there, though, you have to totally shift your mindset. It's a huge change. You have to stop seeing hardship as some kind of personal attack, that "why is this happening to me" feeling, and start seeing it as a gym, as a training ground. It's all about flipping that script. Instead of "why me?" you start asking, okay, what is this situation forcing me to develop?
Okay, so that sounds great in theory, but how do we actually do it? How do we become that tree that grows through the cracks? Well, it really boils down to three fundamental pillars. Think of them as the three main roots we have to intentionally grow.
So, pillar number one is skill diversification. It's just like that tree root. When it hits a solid rock, it doesn't just give up, it branches out, right? It looks for a new way around. We have to do the exact same thing. It's all about building your adaptability, having a versatile set of skills so that when your main path gets blocked, and it will, you have somewhere else to go. You can pivot. All right, the second pillar. This one isn't about what you can do. It's about what's going on inside your head. We're talking about emotional fortitude. And let's be real, this is often the toughest part of the whole thing.
So many of us, we tie our entire sense of self-worth to our job title or whether a project succeeds or fails. To be radically resilient, you have to break that connection. You have to decouple who you are from what you achieve. And that means totally reframing what failure is. It's not this shameful thing you have to hide. Because look, true failure isn't getting knocked down. The only true failure is the kind you refuse to learn from.
And that brings us to our third and final pillar. This is where your own inner strength links up with the power of the people around you. It's about adaptability and interdependence.
So when we talk about adaptability, we can actually break it down into three simple disciplines. Think of it like a process. First, there's perception. That's just about how you see the obstacle. Is it a wall or is it a hurdle? Second is action. This is where you take that huge, overwhelming problem and you chop it up into tiny, manageable pieces that you can actually tackle. And third, there's will. That's the raw inner power that lets you get up and push against that stone again and again and again.
But, and this is so important, you are not doing this alone. Your root system isn't just you. It's bigger than that. You know how in a forest the trees are all connected underground? They share nutrients and support each other through this massive fungal network?
Well, your professional network, your colleagues, your mentors, the peers you really invest in, they are your network. They're the ones who give you support and perspective and strength when your own runs low.
And you know, when you start putting these pillars together, something really cool happens. Your whole perspective starts to shift. You stop seeing your career as the series of painful roadblocks, and you start to see it for what it is, a path to earned strength.
This really is the big reveal, the whole point. That hard soil, those heavy stones, the rejections, the disruptions, they aren't interruptions to your success. They are the ingredients of your success. They are the very things that are forcing you to build that deep, unshakable foundation that's going to keep you standing no matter what storm comes your way.
So at the end of the day, it's not about finding a smoother road. It's about building stronger roots. The goal isn't to avoid the obstacles. The goal is to become so strong that the obstacles don't matter.
So I want to leave you with this question. Think about your own career right now. What's the biggest stone you're facing? What's that obstacle that just feels impossible? And just for a second, instead of wishing it would disappear, ask yourself, what strength is this stone forcing me to build?